Do you remember the last time you smelled truly fresh mint? Maybe it was in the first lozenge your mom gave you when you had a cold. Perhaps it was in a pain patch someone put on your shoulder when the weather changed. In just a few seconds, that scent could stop your thoughts. Cool, alert, a little lighter. Scientists call that phenomenon the TRPM8 effect, where menthol awakens sensory receptors deep in the skin and nerves, sending a pleasant cold signal back to the brain, then spreading to every muscle. But in Eastern tradition, it's simply called the cool breeze of herbs. Surprising, isn't it? Something you thought was only in candy or topical rubs is now being recognized by the WHO, NCCIH, USA, and even international therapy associations as a gentle supportive method, especially for older adults. And what surprises many experts even more is this: just a few drops of peppermint essential oil used correctly can awaken your legs. In today's video, you'll understand why the WHO included peppermint essential oil in its list of medicinal plants, why many hospitals use it, and how you can safely apply it at home with just a small bottle and your hands. And if you still think this is just a topical rub, stick around, because science will show you a completely different world behind that seemingly familiar scent. Peppermint essential oil, or its scientific name Mentha piperita L, has long been present in daily life as a familiar fresh scent. But few know that within that scent is a powerful active compound called menthol, and it doesn't simply cool. It's a bridge between a relaxing sensation and a genuine biological mechanism that affects nerves, muscles, and the superficial circulatory system. The World Health Organization, WHO, has dedicated a separate monograph to peppermint essential oil in its Selected Medicinal Plants series, marking it as an official medicinal herb, not just a folk remedy. Furthermore, NCCIH, part of NIH, the US National Institutes of Health, has cited clinical cases where peppermint oil helped reduce peripheral neuropathic pain in older adults. In the musculoskeletal therapy field, the American Massage Therapy Association, AMTA, recommends using diluted peppermint oil for massages in older adults for both physical and mental benefits. Regarding quality standards, peppermint essential oil meets international standard ISO 856-2006, which clearly defines the minimum menthol content and limits impurities and toxins for topical use. This ensures safety and efficacy when used at home, especially for older adults with sensitive skin or poor circulation. And it is this rigorous standardization that has opened the door for modern medical applications of peppermint, transforming it from a pleasant-smelling essential oil into a valuable supportive tool for pain relief, muscle relaxation, and soft tissue protection, especially in the feet and lower legs of people over 60. In this journey, we will delve into each key action, starting with what many older adults desire most: reducing pain and numbness, and awakening sensation in seemingly tired legs. Are you ready to discover the first key action? If so, let's move on to the next section. If you've ever felt like your legs don't belong to you anymore, a tingling sensation, mild prickling, or a dull ache as if there's an invisible electrical wire in the soles of your feet, then you understand, to some extent, the feeling of those affected by peripheral nerve damage. This condition is very common in people over 60, especially if they have underlying conditions like diabetes, shingles, or a history of injury. And this is where peppermint essential oil, with its main active ingredient menthol, proves surprisingly effective. Have you ever wondered why just applying a little peppermint can cause an almost instant cooling sensation? It's not just a simple feeling, it's a very specific biological reaction called TRPM8 receptor activation, a special type of ion channel present on peripheral sensory nerve fibers, especially C fibers and A delta fibers. These receptors are like cold switches in the body. When menthol binds to them, the body perceives cold. But at the same time, something wonderful happens. Pain signals are blocked or significantly reduced. A study cited by the NCCIH, part of the US NIH, described a specific case. A 76-year-old female patient, after suffering from shingles, endured uncomfortable burning pain in her foot for weeks without responding to conventional pain relievers. When she was instructed to use 2 drops of 10% peppermint essential oil topically, after just 5 minutes, her pain significantly decreased and the effect lasted for 4 to 6 hours. This wasn't just a random occurrence. She continued this therapy for 2 months without experiencing a reduction in effect. This case is not unique. Preclinical studies also show that at concentrations from 3% to 10%, menthol can also inhibit mechanical allodynia, a type of exaggerated pain response even to light touch. This is a very common symptom in people with nerve damage after diabetes, injury, or prolonged inflammation. Of course, it should be clear, peppermint is not a cure for nerve disease, but it is a supportive method worth considering, especially when you need a short-term pain relief solution that's not taken orally and can be done at home. So if you, or a loved one, has ever suffered from burning foot pain after shingles, cold numbness after sitting for a long time, or a mild pins and needles sensation every evening, experience neuropathic pain due to diabetes, with symptoms like aching heels, burning toes, or a feeling of disorientation in the feet when closing their eyes, or is in the process of recovering from peripheral nerve injury and needs topical support to soothe nerve overload, then using menthol in an appropriate concentration, 3–10%, in the form of a gel, diluted oil, or specialized patch could be a suitable option. That's why an increasing number of reputable medical organizations, from NIH, AMTA, to gerontology associations in the US, are beginning to view menthol as a new bridge between neuroscience and topical care. It's no longer just a traditional folk remedy, it's a scientific approach with a clear mechanism and especially beneficial for older adults who cannot use strong pain medications long term. And thanks to this, peppermint becomes the first key action, a tool to awaken seemingly silent nerves, helping you, every time you step out of bed in the morning, feel the ground more clearly. No more numbness, no more losing sensation under the soles of your feet. But pain relief isn't enough. Legs also need to be soft, not stiff, not rigid like wood every morning after waking up. And peppermint, once again, plays a very special role in that mechanism. We'll continue with the second key action, its ability to relax muscles, reduce stiffness, and increase superficial circulation so that your legs are not just less painful, but also easier to step again. Have you ever woken up feeling like your legs are frozen? No pain, no numbness, but every step feels tight, as if there's an elastic band pulling them back. Many people call it morning joint stiffness. But actually, stiffness isn't just in the joints. It's also in the deep muscle bundles, superficial blood vessels, and even small nerves that are contracting due to poor circulation. And here, peppermint essential oil, once again, isn't just a cool scent. It's a biological regulator that can reach these structural layers through a mechanism few would expect, KATP channels in skeletal muscle. Menthol, the main component in peppermint, has been shown to induce the opening of KATP channels, a type of ion channel present in skeletal muscle cells, which plays a role in maintaining membrane potential and controlling contractility. When menthol acts on these channels, it helps muscle cells relax slightly, not in a paralyzed way, but in a physiological state of looseness, similar to taking a deep breath and stretching after a long sleep. Additionally, the cooling sensation from TRPM8 activation also sends inhibitory signals to pain processing areas in the cerebral cortex, creating a cold analgesic effect that is beneficial for those who frequently suffer from muscle tension, arthritis, or knee stiffness. But theory alone isn't convincing enough. The important thing is, do clinical studies confirm its actual effectiveness? A systematic review published on PubMed Central screened 14 randomized controlled trials, RCTs, on topical essential oils for musculoskeletal disorders. The results showed that products containing menthol especially gels or patches with concentrations of 2 to 5%, consistently showed clinically significant pain and stiffness reduction, especially when combined with exercise therapy, such as stretching, light physical therapy, or home recovery exercises. One of the widely cited trials is from Cochrane Central, focusing on middle-aged individuals with calf muscle tension due to prolonged standing or improper movement. The group that used menthol-containing patches combined with methyl salicylate reported a significant reduction in pain after just 2 to 3 days, with high safety and less irritation compared to traditional heat patches. Imagine a familiar situation: a 65-year-old person living with their children and grandchildren, often helping with housework or gardening. On days they overdo it a bit, their calves, knees, and thighs feel stiff, as if their muscles are protesting. If they take NSAID pain relievers frequently, they worry about stomach damage and increased blood pressure. But if every evening they gently rub a thin layer of diluted peppermint gel onto their calves and knees, after 10 minutes, the feeling of tightness begins to subside, while also creating a better circulatory foundation for muscles to recover during sleep. A very notable point: the feeling of easier steps the next morning is not due to sensory inhibition, but due to improved circulation and refreshed neuromuscular reflexes. Older adults, especially those who have had accidents, have diabetes, or spinal degeneration, will clearly feel the difference after a few days of application. If the first key action of peppermint essential oil is to awaken peripheral nerves, to end pain and numbness, then the second key action is to loosen the rope around muscle bundles and joints. It not only soothes sensations, but also prepares the groundwork for lighter, more stable steps. And if you've ever experienced tight knees that prevent you from sitting for long, calves cramping when climbing stairs, or a feeling of your leg joints being heavy as stone after a day of standing, then perhaps it's time to try a simple, gentle, yet very promising therapy. So what about the skin, the soft tissue? Many older adults, while experiencing less pain, suffer from thickened, dry and cracked heels, or even risk pressure ulcers if they have to lie down for extended periods. Can peppermint do anything for this vulnerable skin? Let's move on to the third key action: its ability to protect heels and prevent soft tissue ulcers, a benefit that WHO and WebMD are particularly interested in. When people think of foot pain, they often immediately think of nerves, muscles, and joints. But there's an easily forgotten area, yet it's the one that bears the heaviest pressure every day: the heel. The heel doesn't ache or cramp, but when the skin in this area becomes thickened, dry, or subjected to prolonged pressure, the consequences can be cracked skin and even pressure ulcers. Especially for older adults who lie down for long periods, are less active, or have diabetes and poor circulation, the heel is often the first red flag area. But thankfully, a small amount of medical-grade peppermint essential oil, when used correctly, can become a protective cushion for this high-risk heel area. Many people think peppermint just creates a cooling sensation, but actually, menthol, the main component in peppermint, has the ability to dilate tiny blood vessels, capillaries, under the skin. This helps increase local blood circulation, nourishing the skin on the heel, which is prone to oxygen deprivation due to continuous pressure. Additionally, menthol also has a mild antimicrobial effect, inhibiting the growth of some bacteria that cause skin infections, such as Staphylococcus aureus, one of the culprits that can worsen heel ulcers. When these two factors are combined, increased blood supply to tissues and reduced risk of infection, menthol creates a double protected skin area, especially suitable for people with dry, thick, easily cracked skin, or those at risk of pressure ulcers in weight-bearing areas. A study published in the journal Complementary Therapies in Clinical Practice tested the use of a gel containing 1.5% peppermint essential oil to rub on the heels of ICU patients who had to lie down for extended periods. The results after 14 days showed that the group treated with peppermint had a 60% lower incidence of grade 1 heel ulcers compared to the control group. Furthermore, patients also reported feeling more comfortable, less irritable, and sleeping better, as their heels weren't burning or itching as they might with traditional patches. This opens up a new avenue of care for feet that endure daily stress, whether from prolonged lying down, extensive walking, or simply due to age-related skin elasticity loss. If you often suffer from cracked heels or have to stand in one place for long periods, you can try this. Before bed, soak your feet in warm water for 10 minutes, dry them thoroughly, then apply a thin layer of diluted peppermint essential oil, 3 to 5%, around the heel area, avoiding open cracks. If your skin is very dry, you can apply an additional layer of moisturizer containing ceramides or beeswax. Most importantly, only apply to the necessary area. Do not overuse over a wide area, as menthol, though gentle, is an active ingredient that can penetrate and cause reactions if the skin is thin, weak, or abraded. And if you are caring for an older loved one who is less mobile or has to lie down a lot, just a small gesture every evening on their heels can prevent serious complications that many people don't anticipate. But legs are not just about heel skin, tendons, muscles, or nerves. Legs are also an emotional part of the body. After a long day, you don't necessarily have to be in pain or feel tense to need care. Just a little heaviness, a little fatigue, is enough for your legs to whisper that, "I need to relax." And sometimes what's needed isn't medicine, it's not treatment. It's simply a moment of genuine relaxation to allow blood to circulate better, for every muscle fiber to loosen, for your mind to calm down after a long day. We call this sensory therapy, a hidden aspect that many people overlook, but one that plays a very significant role in the holistic health recovery of legs over 60. And here, peppermint essential oil continues to reveal another unexpected facet. Not everyone starts using peppermint for medical reasons. Some simply want their feet to be cared for a bit after a long day of standing in the kitchen, carrying grandchildren, shopping, or just sitting a lot and feeling stiff legs. Yet, from that a little care, they begin to clearly feel a difference. Every evening, as their hands gently rub peppermint onto the soles of their feet, their entire mind also relaxes. Have you noticed? There are days when you don't have aches or cramps, but you still feel your legs heavy, as if they don't want to lift. Not painful, but no longer easy. That's when your body is whispering to you, "I need a gentle flow, not just blood, but relaxation." And peppermint essential oil, while not replacing nutrition nor being a medicine, has a silent power to evoke a sense of comfort for legs that have long been unsoothed. Peppermint essential oil is not just for topical application. For older adults, combining gentle massage with inhaling its scent from the air is precisely the way to achieve overall relaxation. According to the AMTA, the American Massage Therapy Association, massage therapy with diluted peppermint essential oil can support circulation, soothe feet, and improve sleep, especially in older adults. A study from the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy noted that when massaging feet with menthol-containing essential oil in the evening, satisfaction with sleep, relaxation index, and the feeling of lighter legs the next morning all significantly increased. Those who previously suffered from insomnia due to heavy, numb legs now found it easier to fall asleep and woke up without needing further massage. This comes not only from the active ingredient menthol, but also from establishing a self-care moment, a signal to the body that now is the time to rest. Imagine soaking your feet in warm water for 10 minutes, then massaging them with a little diluted peppermint oil. The scent gently diffuses in the air, your skin feels cool, every muscle fiber seems to loosen. And then, without taking any medication, you find it easier to sleep, feel lighter, and your legs feel like they've just been recharged for the next day. Research from the AMTA in 2019 also showed that after 6 sessions of foot massage with peppermint essential oil, Older patients reported a significant reduction in foot pain, according to the VAS scale, along with improved sleep quality and mood. What's remarkable is that the cool, light, comfortable sensation did not cause any side effects, no fatigue, and no dependence. The reality is, many leg problems after age 60 cannot be completely resolved with medication, but you can help your body feel more comfortable, less constrained, and sometimes that alone is enough. Peppermint essential oil, with its characteristic scent and effect on sensory nerves, helps regenerate a feeling of lightness in the feet, an area that has long been accustomed to pressure, impact, and sometimes even neglect. If every evening you spend 3 minutes caring for your feet, then after 3 weeks, you will not only feel stronger legs, but also feel more connected to your own body. A very simple connection between hands and feet, between the warmth of your hands and the soothing coolness of peppermint, between the fatigue of the day and the feeling of relaxation before sleep. You know, there's something that seems paradoxical, even something as gentle as peppermint essential oil, if used incorrectly, can still cause problems for your legs. Not because it's dangerous, but because legs over 60 plus need more subtlety and listening than ever before. So, before continuing our journey of caring for your legs with cool menthol, let's take a few minutes to firmly grasp how to use it correctly, safely, effectively, without overusing it. First, dilute correctly. Cool enough, won't cause burning. Pure peppermint essential oil has a very high menthol concentration. If applied directly to the skin without dilution, it can cause irritation, redness, burning, and even blistering in people with sensitive skin. Ideal dosage: 2 to 3 drops of peppermint essential oil diluted in 5 milliliters of carrier oil, coconut oil, almond oil, jojoba oil. Use your fingers to evenly mix and then gently apply to the soles of your feet, calves, or heel area. Each time, only apply to a small area, the size of your palm or smaller. If you use pre-made gels or patches containing menthol, usually with a concentration of 3 to 5%, test a small amount first on the inside of your wrist or ankle to ensure your skin is not overly sensitive to menthol. Second, do not use continuously for more than 14 days. This is an important principle that is often overlooked. Even if you find peppermint essential oil very gentle and cooling, if applied daily continuously for more than 2 weeks, your body may reduce its response to menthol, meaning you'll need higher amounts to feel the effect, which increases the risk of irritation, cause dry skin, or imbalance the skin's protective barrier, especially in cracked heel areas, and in rare cases, if used continuously over a wide area, menthol can affect respiration in people with mild chronic lung conditions they are unaware of. Ideally, use for 5-7 days, then take a 3 to 5 day break before continuing, or use for 2 continuous weeks, then take at least a 1-week break. These breaks are when your skin and nervous system have time to adapt and recover. Third, avoid applying too widely. Do not spread to thin, damaged skin. When you massage your feet with peppermint essential oil, choose a main area to focus on. For example, just the soles of your feet or just the heel area. Do not apply it to both legs at once over a large area. Why? Skin thickness varies on the feet. Heels and soles can withstand pressure well, but ankles or the top of the foot are thinner, absorb more strongly, leading to irritation. If your skin has abrasions, cracks, or minor ulcers, never apply essential oil to them, even if diluted. Instead, you can apply it around the injured area at a distance of 1 to 2 centimeters and always monitor for any signs of redness, itching, heat, or discomfort. Fourth, some individuals need special caution. Peppermint essential oil, although highly safe when used correctly, still requires some groups of people to consult a doctor or healthcare professional before regular use, including people with a history of severe asthma or COPD. Menthol can cause mild airway constriction if strong fumes are inhaled directly. People taking blood thinners, corticosteroids, or vasodilators. Avoid wide or overly frequent use. People preparing for surgery. Discontinue peppermint essential oil at least 48 hours before surgery to avoid affecting anesthesia or vascular reactions. And if you have peripheral neuropathy due to diabetes, shingles, or nerve root compression, you should apply peppermint essential oil in low doses to small areas to avoid overstimulating already sensitive nerves. A common mistake is, "I don't feel cool enough. It must not be enough. I need to apply more." But the truth is, the cooling sensation is just a sign that menthol is working. Pay attention to a mild, soothing coolness that lasts 10 to 20 minutes, not a sharp, deep cold or stiff numbness. If you feel burning, tingling, or prolonged skin redness, that's when you should stop immediately. After all, peppermint essential oil is not an instant miracle cure. But if you consistently apply it correctly, with the right dose, at the right time, your feet can begin to feel each step more clearly, ache less when the weather turns cold, be softer in the heel area, and most importantly, give you the feeling that you are doing something proactive, gentle, positive for your own body. The journey of caring for your feet doesn't begin with long strides. It begins with small moments, like an afternoon spent gently rubbing your heels with a few drops of diluted peppermint oil, each slow movement, each cool sensation permeating your skin. And then, the magic begins. We have explored 3 important key actions that peppermint essential oil brings to legs over 60 plus. First, it helps soothe peripheral nerve pain, from tingling sensations due to diabetes or shingles to a dull ache in the soles of the feet. Second, it gently relaxes muscles, reducing stiffness, softening tissue around joints, helping steps feel more comfortable and flexible. Third, it protects heel skin, especially for those who lie down for long periods, have difficulty moving, and are prone to pressure ulcers in the leg area. But beneath all those physical effects, there's something rarely mentioned: the reconnection between you and your own feet. These feet have carried you for so many years, through so many paths, and now they also need care, to be listened to. A little refreshing scent, a few minutes of massage, a surprising sense of relaxation. Sometimes that's enough to rekindle a positive outlook on life every day. You don't need to do anything grand. Just allow your feet to be a little more at ease, every day. And if you ever thought, "My feet are just like this because of my age, I just have to live with it," then hopefully this video has offered a different perspective. There are simple, accessible methods, medically confirmed, and can be done right at home to help you keep your feet healthier, warmer, more flexible, and safer every day. If you've ever tried massaging your feet with peppermint essential oil, please share your experience. If not, perhaps today is the time to start. A little scent, a slow hand, a gentle change, enough for your feet to say thank you.